And hello, everybody. It is Thursday, February 4th, 2016, and what time is it? It's game time. I am your host, Ted Edwards, and this is John and Ted's Excellent Gamecast. As always, I'm here with Jonathan Nadeau. What's up, dude? How's it going?
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
It is Super Bowl week, and we tried not to talk about it too much last week. We got a new little news story about Tecmo Bowl, but it's time to talk about it. We got Super Bowl in a couple of days, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, we got episode 18 right before Super Bowl 50. Perfect.
No, yeah, I think we planned this perfectly so Peyton Manning could have a good game. He needs it. So we will see what happens there.
It would be awesome. You know, Super Bowl 50. You know, a great number to win it. He'll be the oldest quarterback starting in a Super Bowl, and if he wins, he would probably be. You know, he'd be the oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and the only starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl on two different teams, which is amazing.
That is amazing. Wow. Well, like John said, it is episode 18, and this is John and Ted's Excellent Gamecast brought to you by RaptorCow. And John, we're not alone. We have a special guest today. We have Justin Cower here. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It is going well. Justin, but before we get into it, do you like football?
I like college football better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
At least you like football. Who's your college football team? We'll start there.
This might start a fight.
I know, right?
Yeah. Boise State, when they were good.
Solid.
They're still okay, I guess. But
yeah, they're on the Smurf turf up there, that blue turf. Crazy.
Yeah.
Cheaters. No, it's kidding. I went to San Diego State, and we play Boise State every year, as you know now, and we kicked their butt this year. Yeah. So,
as long as you're not an FSU fan, you're good on with Ted then.
Yep, exactly. And the funny thing is, growing up, I was a Florida State fan, and then I went to University of Florida for grad school. How weird is that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When I was younger, you know, before I got in the accident, I wanted to go to FSU to play football. That's where I wanted to go.
Yep, exactly. That's what I did, and they offered walk on, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna go somewhere else. But yeah, then now I'm a diehard Gator for life. Orange and blue through and through. Aztec for San Diego State and Gators, and I can't stand. We just call them the team out west. We don't even call them what their name is.
Yeah, you don't even dignify them with a name.
No, there's the team out west. Yeah. So who is your NFL team, Justin? If you had a team,
I'd have to go with Broncos.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic.
Back to the blue and orange. You know, there you go.
So, hey, John, did I redeem myself now? I got a guest on here, Broncos fan.
Yeah, perfect. There you go.
Perfect. Okay, good.
I forgot to give it to Mitch a little bit online. We became friends on Facebook, and I forgot to jab him a little bit.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, like Mitch is sitting there with his Chiefs. They had a valiant effort. They couldn't cut it this year. It wasn't their year, but
no.
That's okay. You got to make sure you give it to Mitch. So, Mitch, if you're out there and listening, which I know you are, sorry, Chiefs, but go Broncos.
You got to come, dude.
Exactly. So it is Super Bowl week, and so I guess we've had a ton of guests on here who don't like football, Justin. So this is good. It's a welcome surprise. I mean, you don't have to be a diehard fan or anything, but I mean, football is it's life, man. Football and video games. What else is there? I mean, food is cool, but yeah. So I guess to all the other guests who've been on here, if you're going to a Super Bowl party this weekend, just say things like, yeah, nice job, or good hit, or good free throw. Wait, no.
No, wait.
Yeah,
wait.
Just exclamations just to kind of fit in if you don't know, because you're probably going to be going to a Super Bowl party, right? So we should give them some lines to say.
I actually do the opposite because, I think we talked about this before, how I hate being in like sort of loud places because it's like I hear everything, so I hear nothing. So like I want to watch the game, and everyone else is like talking, having a conversation, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, keep it down. I'm trying to watch a game. You know?
Well, in your case, you should get a set of headphones, like get those like game headphones, you know, like with the announcing cast, and then just kind of chill. So when someone like, you know, you can kind of hear through them, and then someone says, "Hey, John," then you can like open up the headphone, and be like, "Hey, what's up? What?" You know, like,
it's not a commercial. So
what do you want?
Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah,
but yeah, I never go to Super Bowl parties, and I never throw one just because I want to watch the game.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's happening. So Super Bowl week is going on. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good one.
I think Ted is not hopeful. He's letting the Madden simulated game cloud his judgment.
Yep, slightly. I'm not letting it cloud it. I could see it going that way. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But what have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything crazy? Sounds like it. Nice. Woo!
I feel like I had something to say, but I don't even remember what it was now.
Make something up. Like, you went to a crazy rave, didn't you? Yeah. Techno.
Man, yeah, I don't. Well, some cool stuff's been going on in my operating system because we build off of another Linux operating system, which is kind of common, but they're really pulling in my project in with theirs and really streamlining stuff. So they've been doing a lot of really cool stuff for me to make it even more seamless for me to build my operating system. So that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, awesome! Shoot me a build. I'll mess around with it for sure. That's awesome.
Okay,
I'm changing out my hard drive on one of my computers, and so I might as well install a different operating system because I have just the old Windows 7 on it, and I was thinking about going to 8 or 10 because I have them sitting here, but you know, might as well do something different. You know, since it's not going to be my main computer. You know. So. Yeah. I'll send you a link to it and you can check it out. Solid. Excellent. I'm down for that. Well, I can tell you what's been consuming my time, which was blowing up the internet and blowing up every other news media outlet last week, and that is The Witness. Have you guys heard about this game, The Witness?
No,
yes.
I haven't.
Oh, man. Let me tell you. So, you guys know Jonathan Blow, the creator of Bray, you know, so... Now, Braid is a crazy indie game. It came out in 2008, I want to say. And, you know, just the gameplay was amazing. Jonathan Blow, he's a genius. You know, a little eccentric, kind of a bad rap on social media because he likes to give his opinion about things. But he's doing so because he is so smart and he is so good at what he does that he wants people to really appreciate the games the way he does. So I kind of see it, but he kind of came across as obnoxious and everything. But he's been working on this game for 6 years. You know, he's the creative director. It came out of his mind, but he actually assembled a team this time. But he made Braid himself. But this game is absolutely amazing. John, it's so amazing that Shauna was like, can we play The Witness? Can you put that in? Can you turn that on? I'm like, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't heard or played it, I mean, it's just basically the game is crazy, beautiful, and colorful. It's simple. So you turn on the game, and literally, you're in a dark corridor, and you push up, and there's 3 buttons you can use. There's X I'm playing on PS4. There's X, which brings up your little selector thing with a little circle icon that you can move around the screen. It freezes your movement and brings up the circle icon, right? There's circle, which cancels out that, and then there's L2 that you hold so you can run. That's it. There's no other buttons, and there's nothing else in the game. So you go through this corridor and you open up, and it's just a beautifully rendered island. I'm talking it looks like an impressionist painting. It's just crazy colorful. It's kind of had brush strokes, the trees with brush strokes, and it's just this crazy open island, and you can go anywhere. Literally there's no loading screen, nothing. It turns on the game, it says The Witness and Dark Corridor, and you open up and that's the game. And the entire game is 700 or almost 700 puzzles, and the puzzles are literally grids that you do. You remember, John, did you ever play Snake or anything in games where you just kind of go through a grid, you move like a snake through a grid? You can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's something like that where that's all the puzzles are, right? It's just snakes through a grid. But each one
is it sort of like the game Myst?
Yeah.
Where it's all kind of puzzly stuff.
Exactly. So it's definitely got some influences from Myst, and it even Jonathan Blow said it was influenced by it, but it is, oh my God, it's addicting. So the game teaches you a language, basically. So the first puzzles, you go in there, and it's like, okay, there's a little bubble on the corner. So like it's a grid, kind of like there's a bubble where you like put that little circle cursor in, and you click it, and it starts it there. And there's a little nub at the end you try to get the end to. It's basically a little maze, right? So the first puzzle is like a 4x4 grid where you just take the little line and move it to the end. You're like, oh, that was easy. The next one's like a 6x6. Like, okay, I got that. And then he puts a little obstacle in there. Like, oh, okay, I can't go there. And so he riffs on it every time, right? And then those are that. But as you go through the game, he adds about, I'm no kidding, about 40 to 50 different mechanics. Like things like Tetris pieces that are in there that you have to create that Tetris symbol around it. So there'll be like an L-shaped piece on the Tetris symbol, right? And you have to, with a little snake block, it'll be a 4x4, you have to create a Tetris, that L symbol around that box, and then go to the end, right? And that'll be the puzzle. But then he'll make roadblocks inside the puzzle, so like it's harder to figure out which way to do the L shape. And then there's like color coordinators where like there's black and white squares where the black and white squares can't touch each other, so you have to like make the line go through everything perfectly, And then there's things like little like stars that the stars have to be paired up. So you have to, like the stars are like on opposite sides of the thing, so you have to like split the grid, but have to have the stars on the same side of the grid. Even though, yeah. And then there's like certain pieces that you have to that negate like a black or white square. So like how black or white squares can't touch each other. Well, you have to leave one black square on the white side, and that little piece will negate it, or else you won't finish the puzzle. Or it's just dude, it's crazy. Wow. It's crazy, and so. And then it's like Metroidvania-esque, so like there's areas you can't do. And there's no direction. Like literally, you can go anywhere on the island, right? Anywhere, and like there's doors and puzzles all over the walls, and like there's like buildings, and like it's abandoned, and there's like a story.
So sorry to cut you off. So you're a person, and you're walking through this world, and you're stumbling across these puzzles in different places within this island or whatever.
Yes. So
you have to solve those puzzles.
Yes, there are effectively 9 areas and 9 distinct looking areas. So like there's a forest that's all like yellow trees, like fall in autumn, right? And those puzzles are shadow based puzzles. And I don't want to give away too much info, people who haven't played it yet. And then there's an area that's like a rock quarry, where there's like a rock, there's like a machinery building in it. You have to go in the building, and there's rock quarries everywhere. And there's an area that's tree houses, and there's an area that's like a little village, and there's an area that's like an apple orchard, and then there's an area that's just like a beach, like with like stuff like it. So like there's all these different areas on the island, and there's an area that's like a sand temple, like, and the topography changes completely, and you run up to the area, and you're looking for these lines, like these. So in every area, he introduced a new mechanic. So like when you go to the area, it'll start off like 5 or 6 panels in a row, right? And it'll introduce the new mechanic, and like he'll riff. He'll be like, okay, here's how you do it. Boom, 1. You go to the next one. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one's like really hard, but you figure it out. You're like, okay, right? And then he releases you into the world to try to figure out the rest of them, and it's just like, wow, it's mind numbing and frustrating, and I've already dumped in like 30 hours into it, and it's just like
I was just gonna say, like, that sounds like something I like. If I could see, I would totally get sucked. Like, right, I would be like, it's been 20 hours, like,
Bro, I'm telling you, like the first night I got it, like I heard about it on, because I'm a fan of Jonathan Blow and what he's done and the things. I heard about it coming out and listened to other podcasts or news media outlets like Kotaku and stuff talked about it like the couple of days before, that the reviewers got copies early, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I was like, you know what? It's a $40 game, but I'm telling you, like they say it takes 20 hours to beat. You only need 7 areas complete to get to the middle part.
That's 7 out of the 9.
Yeah, and then like I have 3 totally completed, but the way I play things and do life, I do like half of the tasks, everything. So effectively, I probably have like 6 areas done, but I've done like 70%.
Okay, yeah.
And then like I've done 3 basically, so it's like I've almost done all of them. But I'm just kind of chipping away like that because like, oh, I can't do this puzzle, and I don't want to get hung up for like ever. And because like some puzzles I'll be there for like 15 minutes on the same thing and can't figure it out, and I get pissed. So I'll just leave and go somewhere else, So. But
Man.
yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and and amazing. And actually, I could see, John, this game being something that you could play like with like Braille. It'd be really, really, it'd be totally doable because it's a grid, right? And the new mechanics would just be a different feel. So,
right.
Yeah, it could be. And so like the grid.
I mean, this sounds like a breath of fresh air. I mean, this sounds like finally, I mean, yeah, there's Rocket League that was different, but finally it's not like, a first person shooter, like this is finally someone was like, hey, here's something new, Well,
Totally.
new,
No, it is.
not brand new, but you know what I'm saying? Like it has influences from Myst and stuff, but it's just like I said, a breath of fresh air. It sounds like, so I'm glad to see effort like that being put into a game.
Right. No, and it's true. Essentially it is brand new. I mean, I'm talking like because the puzzles are literally just these little computer monitors, these little screens. Like there you see this beautiful, breathtaking forest, and there's wires everywhere. So like when you do one puzzle, like one wire will light up, and it shows it opened up a door like on the other side of the complex. So you have to follow the light, follow the wire, and it opened up that. Oh, but I can't do this one until I open up this one. So you went to the other panel. Oh, but it's not lit up. So I have to do this first, and like it's crazy, and it's just the same thing over and over, but it doesn't feel repetitive. Like I think about it, like I'll dream about grids and puzzles. It's annoying. Yeah.
Do you know is this on Steam or is it only console?
No, it's on PC, it's on Steam, and it's on PS4.
Okay, I'll tell my son about it.
Oh,
I think he might like.
He would love it. It's gonna frustrate him, to all heck, but it's awesome. It's really great.
Yeah.
I can't talk well enough. IGN they gave it a 10. Everyone's giving 9.5. It's just, you can read in the reviews how you want, but it's just a great experience so far. I haven't finished it, just time wise, but I think the first night I bought it, Shauna went to bed at like 10, and I was like, oh cool, I'm just gonna try this Witness game out real quick. 3:45 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And I had to wake up at 5:30. I was like, oh no. So yeah, and then the bad thing is the next night I did it till like 2:45, and I was like, geez, this is terrible. But
man,
so, yeah, it happened. So yeah, Justin, I suggest you go check that one out if you haven't yet. So
okay,
are you into puzzle games?
A little bit. You said it's on PC, right?
Yeah, it's on PC and PS4.
Okay, I don't have a PS4.
Okay, yeah, definitely get it on Steam. It's just as good on Steam, I can guarantee it. Like you just get you don't even need a controller. You can just use the ASDW controls, and it's just as fine. And a mouse to move, and ASDW to move the little snake through the maze. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Funny. So yeah, that's our Witness minute. But that's been consuming my time. I bought it the day it came out, and there's been like maybe 2 or 3 days I haven't played it. Like yesterday, I didn't touch it at all. I was too busy. But as soon as the podcast is over, I'm gonna jump on it. I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about it right now, guys. So can we take a quick break and then I'll yeah. That rounds up my stuff. And actually, for my weekend also, Haiti should be proud. I did a little IKEA run, John. So
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the new apartment. And so we had to deck it out, and so we needed a couple things that were IKEA-esque. Just like some shelving type stuff where you could buy like a $800 piece of furniture, but we don't need that. Certain things you buy, like
right.
you want a really nice bed set, right? You don't want to buy a bed at IKEA, no. But yeah, so we just went nuts, and I got like 17 things, and today I spent like 3 hours.
I was just gonna say, did you plan to buy 2 things and come out with 20?
We were planning to buy a lot too, but we bought a lot plus some. So
there you go.
Yeah, it ended up being like, so we have like, a couple chest of drawers and some shelves and like a cabinet and like a little filing cabinet thing for the desk for my office and just all this stuff. And I'm like, today was like IKEA things everywhere. And I was just like, yay, Allen wrenches everywhere. IKEA day. Yeah, so I did that this morning early, like right when I woke up, just to get it done before meetings. But so I got all this IKEA furniture everywhere now, just like strewn around the house, and I'm like, okay, what? Now I got to put it.
Playing all that witness. Had you prepared for it?
Well, hey, I'm gonna make this is bad. Don't make fun of me, but I was making it was one of those shelves where like it looks like a grid. And I was totally thinking of the Witness the whole time I was putting it together. I'm not lying. Yeah, and I actually posted a thing on Instagram when I was at IKEA. They had this little kids area where you move this little ball through this little maze, and it looked like The Witness. And I was like, Shauna, look. She's like, oh,
No.
she's like, can you finish it real quick? And she was thinking it too. And I was like, what door did it open? Oh no!
Now every time you pass like a brick building or a tiled floor, you could be like, "Ooh, grids."
Yeah, or dude, even doors. I walked to like in front of a door. I'm like, hey, where's the panel? How do I open this? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, Justin. So everybody knows who you are, who that third voice is. Tell in a quick little blurb who you are, what you do, and yeah, so we know who you are.
Basically,
Wait, time out. What's
I'm
your
a
name?
programmer. My name's Justin Cower. I'm a programmer. Working on a game right now. It's just basically a simple platformer game. You play as these cats. They have like ninja-like moves.
Nice.
Yeah, and you basically you fight these snakes. They have like robotic arms attached to them, and they can throw stuff like shurikens. They have laser guns. They have different ways of fighting. You just have to go through them. There are some other enemies like they're like other cats, but they got mind control devices on them.
Yeah, you told me the premise when we first talked, and I thought it was rad. You also do like you have a blog, right?
Right. I have a blog that I started a few months ago. Basically, I just write about programming. I teach people, how to get started on their own video games.
That's definitely necessary for sure.
Yeah.
Right on. That's pretty cool. And how long? Just a little quick blurb before we get in the news. And how long have you been messing around with games? Would you say?
Well, it's been quite a while. I used to mod games, and that's kind of how I got started into.
That's a good way to get started.
Yeah, I did that for a couple of years, and I decided to do some programming. I got online, looked at some books and stuff. Yeah, I just taught myself and.
The programmer slash teacher slash modder all in one. So, hey, Justin, we're happy to have you on today. You guys ready for some news?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. A couple quick hitters. We're going to run through these early stories real fast. You guys just chime in, interrupt me whenever. I'm just going to blaze through. So, let's see what we got here. First of all, John, XCOM. I know you're familiar with that. Yes?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. So, you remember they did a reboot of XCOM like 4 years back. I don't know if you heard about that, and it got good, well received. Well, XCOM 2, the sequel to the reboot, came out, and it's pretty darn good. Like I messed around with a demo of it. Holy cow, it's awesome! And I linked a couple articles to you guys, but yeah, it's got some rad scores, all 9s and 10s and everything, and so I'm pretty pumped. Are you familiar with?
When's that slated to come out?
Oh, it's out. It's out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out as today, man. So
okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's out and it's in there and it's ready to roll. I played the original XCOM 1994 status, and that was great. So it was hard, and I was young at the time, so it was like really hard. I went back to it like 3 or 4 years later after I had like a better computer.
Yeah.
And so the game was hard to run because the computer was too good for it,
Yeah.
But I still got it trucking on it, and then I loved it, and that game was so much fun. Like my aunt got it to me for Christmas, and I was like, "What is this? Like I don't want to play this." And then I put it in, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like I was already into like Warcraft and stuff, the original like an RTS game, so that kind of had its own type of strategy. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So
very cool.
So yeah, looking forward to some XCOM that's out. Go try it, people. It's pretty cool. I like it. Sweet. Next. Oh, Ed will be happy about this one, John. Loot Crate. Yeah. So, Justin, are you familiar with Loot Crate? How it works? The whole like
subscription.
Subscription. You get a box of like goodies of randomness every month sent to you. They've been doing it. It's been around for a couple years now, I guess. But now they just announced their Loot Crate Gaming. Ooh. It's catered to gamers. I guess they've saw gamers like their stuff, and we're like, well, why don't we make gamer-specific things, huh? Well, good idea, I guess. A little late, but I mean, you've been doing.
I'm assuming it's going to be like digital games. I'm not going to send you a physical copy of a game, right?
Well, you know how Loot Crate works. They just send like stuff. They send like little plush toys and like magazine subscriptions or like little like bobbleheads and calendars, art books, just cool stuff, right? They say so. The subscription is $19.99 normally for the normal stuff. I think it might have gone up a little bit, but they say every box has a value of at least $40. So like you spend 19 and you get 40, I guess. So I guess that's cool. But this one is it's a monthly subscription now for gamers. So it's $25 a month, and there'll be a lot of stuff from like well-known AAA games, indie studios, retro releases, retro game stuff, and new releases. So everything, like again, like little toys, fan art, all this stuff. But what's cool? See, I hesitate to say cool because there's going to be DLC and digital items, and that's great, right? And they're going to be not available anywhere else. They're going to be exclusive to the Loot Crate bundle.
Okay.
And if I think that's cool. But if they're like cosmetic or something cool, but I wonder if they're gameplay wise, like how that's going to affect things.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's an interesting play, especially for. I'm just going to throw a game out there. Let's say it's for Destiny, right? And say that they give Loot Crate some DLC that only is available to those people, right? And let's say it's something like totally amazing and awesome. That's going to make people that haven't bought Destiny run out and buy it.
Right.
So I could see that play coming into effect.
Right. Well, what if you already had Destiny though? Like, well,
I guess it would be cool if I'm getting something like specifically only Loot Crate members could get. I guess that's kind of cool. But would it
make you buy a Loot Crate?
Possibly. I would probably wait to see which game, like who is participating in the first couple.
Right.
And just kind of see how
it's a game that you like.
Yeah. It's also interesting to create, the exclusivity. Like, if you heard, this Loot Crate this month has X in it, well, and you didn't join yet, then you just lost it. So it's going to make you want to sign up and not miss something else,
Right.
So
I definitely see the marketing behind it. I see the thing. I just don't know.
My son likes the DLC, but he plays a lot of Team Fortress 2, so he'll see
he's TF2 guy. Okay.
Yeah, so he'll see like deals on he'll buy some games even just because that you get this TF2 thing that you can't get anywhere else, and he'll just buy that game to get that TF2 thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of up his alley. I mean, if he wanted to get it, I'd be like, "You want to spend your own money on it? Go ahead, dude." Because he does stuff for me, and I pay $5-10 an hour, so he's always making money.
Slave labor.
Yeah, totally. So, hey, if I can, instead of paying someone on Fiverr or Upwork for $5 or $10 an hour, pay it to him, But
exactly.
But yeah, so I mean, he, if he wanted to spend his money on it, I could see him maybe trying out the the gaming edition. Maybe he gets he jumps in on Humble Bundle all the time and gets those.
Oh, right. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I mean, well, I'm interested to see kind of what they come up with. I'll hit up Ed and say, Ed, what are you guys doing? That's our insider.
Get the inside scoop.
Yeah, episode number 2, everybody. Remember Ed Trillo. He's creative director for Loot Crate Gaming, so in their mobile division. So he has the inside scoop, and he actually lives 1 block away from me. So I'll walk to his house after this and ask him.
Yeah,
So right on. Yes, we talked about this earlier. A little bit more football Super Bowl talk.
Oh yeah,
John. We talked about Tecmo Super Bowl simulation last week. Well, now this is the official EA Madden 2016 Super Bowl prediction.
Yep.
And it comes with the same type of result as the Tecmo Bowl, a close victory going to the Carolina Panthers over your Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
What say you, sir?
I mean, it could go that way. I don't want to say that, but it could go, especially a close game like that. I could definitely see, Denver putting up the 20 points and, Carolina just pulling off a field goal basically. But I'm counting on, I think, the one thing that, obviously these games don't take into consideration and they can't is a lot of these guys on Carolina, it's going to be their first time to the dance. And, Cam Newton's first time to the dance. And yeah, he made it to the playoffs. Honestly, I think AFC teams are usually better than NFC anyways. So Carolina hasn't gone up against a really strong team. I mean, Arizona looked ridiculous. They didn't even belong in that NFC Championship. They just Carson Palmer has never been able to handle any playoff game. So
see, that's a stigma against Carson. But dude, the Panthers are really just that. It was a combination of the Panthers being that good and the Cardinals being injured and overmatched. It just did not align well. The Panthers are good, but yeah, like the game simulation. So yeah, John, like you saw the EA Sports prediction thing. Well, what did you think about that? Like, kind of give everybody a run about that, about what the Madden prediction over the last like 12 years. Or
yeah,
whatever.
it was like it was right 9 out of 12 times or something like that.
Yeah, like insane. Right?
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty good odds.
Yeah, like I don't know. Did you see that story, Justin, that we sent?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, you're a Boise State fan. Do you like the Patriots? This is.
Oh, here we go.
hate
Yeah,
the Patriots.
Oh.
Yeah,
All right, Justin,
John, I am doing
you can
good
come back
now.
whenever you want.
Yep. Yeah, I am doing good now. Woo. Okay. Whew. I've redeemed myself for one more week.
You know what would be interesting is I don't remember seeing which of the 3 games it was wrong at predicting the Madden simulation. I wonder which 3 Super Bowls it was about.
Quickly talk among your.
It was probably all the Patriot ones.
Oh, I know. No, actually, hey, no, this is well, I'm going to do 2 things at once. So if I fade out, it's because I'm consulting the Oracle. But no, actually, the eerily crazy one was last year. It predicted the exact score and predicted the game-winning touchdown to Julian Edelman last year. How crazy is that?
No kidding.
Yeah, like
wow, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
That's crazy. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about it too. Like, it's interesting because in the Madden game, every player has speed statistics, stamina, blah blah blah. So it's crazy. It is pretty realistic. Like they base it, I'd imagine, as best as they can for each individual player within the game, which is crazy to think about. But they must have guys on EA that will like literally watch real games and look up guys' real stats and be like, the Calvin Johnson, I'm just throwing a name out there. He's fast, he's tall, he has, he can jump higher than this DB, and so all those things are taken into consideration, which is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like seriously, the algorithms they have now are pretty darn ridiculous. Like, yeah, they're detailed for sure. Like we were talking about like Game Day '98. Yeah, I remember creating the custom players, and it was really fun. I was like, oh yeah, we create this and that. You make them all 99s across. They had like speed, tackling, like fumble, passing, like just like they had like 10 stats. Now there's like 15,000 different stats, the height and weight, configurations, age, and all this stuff that go into years of experience, and they all calculate in some crazy algorithm that make it basically like a football simulator. That's what it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
It is in its own right. So yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy. So sweet. Well, you know what? We hope this is the 4th one they get wrong in 14 years, right?
or even if the numbers were flipped, I'd be happy with that. So
yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, they predicted 24, and actually the stats were pretty interesting. I think the Tecmo Bowl was a little remnant of the Tecmo Super Bowl style gameplay,
exactly.
but these sound a little more realistic. So it says Cam Newton was named Super Bowl MVP. So I mean, go figure. Woo, that's a big stretch. But 19 for 26 passing. That's about his average, what he usually does. And 216 yards and a tug. So all right, decent. But Peyton Manning had a decent day at the office, like 21 for 37, 241 yards and 2 TDs. So yeah,
I'd be surprised if he threw it 37 times. I don't know
why they threw it. Because reading the game simulation, they were down 17-0 at halftime. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they had to throw it 37 times.
So there's that. Yeah. So yeah, they're playing from behind. So I mean, and they had I think it had Aqib Talib picking Cam Newton for one interception. So
I could see that.
Yeah. So little decent simulation. We'll see what happens. We hope they're wrong. So.
All I'll know is I'll be happy. I'll be eating my stuffed jalapenos with bacon and cream cheese and stuff, and watching the game. So.
Yeah. All righty, moving on. So we're going to just nail this last one really quick here. Okay, so if you guys follow Ultimate Fighting, Demetrius the Mighty Mouse Johnson, he's the current light or featherweight champion for UFC. He was streaming Twitch. I watched the video, almost died laughing. I think I sent it to you guys. It's only like a minute long, but yeah, he was streaming Bloodborne, and he's pretty big streamer, and it's kind of cool, all these athletes and still playing games. So gaming is like thing now. He's on Twitch, and he gets a knock on the door. He's like, who the hell's on my door? Knocking like the police. And he walks to the door, and it's USADA, the U.S. the anti-doping agency, comes to drug test him. He's like, hey, you need to stop what you're doing right now and get drug tested. And he comes back to the stream. He's like, hey everybody. He's like, sorry, I got to break. United States anti-doping agency. They're here at my door, and they got to test it. And it's funny, in his chat they were talking about all like the people in UFC who've been, kind of accused of doing steroids, and he's like, see, now you guys know I'm drug free. So
Nice.
yeah, so I thought that was really funny. There's bars in the door right in the middle of the stream, and then he's like, hey, you guys want to be on? He's like, no, what are you doing? No, like the guys in the background.
That's hilarious. I would have left it on. I totally would have left it on.
Well, it was funny too because and the guy's like, "Oh, is this Twitch?" And then Mighty Mouse like, he's like, "Oh, now you want to be on, huh?" Yeah, it was funny, but yeah, like those two guys that came to test him right in the middle of a Twitch stream. So it just shows. I know it, like as a college football player, it was like you got drug testing, you got your name called in the meeting, and say, all right, you have until 1:00 today to get in. Like whatever your class schedule is, you get in. And if you don't get in, it's a fail. So yeah, wow. And with these Olympic athletes, they'll come to you middle of the night, 3 a.m. Doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Bora Bora. They'll apply a plane, wow. and get you. Yeah. So.
But in college, they don't come to your class or whatever. It would be like at practice or whatever. They'd be like, hey, you pulled the short straw. You got to do it by this time.
Yeah. They'll tell you the same day. So the morning of, yeah. So you just got to do it. But I mean, with the Olympics coming up, like you saw that they are on it right now. So and then on top of that is UFC commissioned them last year, like in August, to start doing this for them. So.
How different is like the HGH stuff compared to steroids? Like, what is it?
You're gonna get me. Okay. Well, no. The short answer is effects the same end result, right?
Yeah.
Getting there is different, right?
Okay.
So it's HGH is obviously human growth hormone, and they can be synthetic, in a lab, or they can use it from cadavers. They get it from pituitary glands. So HGH actually just uses the hormone, uses like IGF factor 1, which is insulin-like growth factor, to stimulate the growth of satellite cells, which are quiescent cells, adult stem cells that are in your muscle bellies that create myonuclei, which are nucleus in your muscle bellies. Well, those can enhance muscle growth, and because when you're growing, obviously with the growth hormone, it causes growth, right? Yeah. So that it effectively stimulates a second intramuscular puberty, right, and affects those muscles in that way. Steroids directly enhances by using testosterone. So a testosterone analog, which testosterone there is also is in the insulin-like growth factor pathway, but it directly stimulates the growth of the myonuclei that way, and not just through other hormones. And so, yeah, it's pretty different. But yeah, with the side effects are different too. So it's basically like, if you're a woman and you take steroids, you turn into a dude, and if you're a man and you take steroids, you turn into a chick. So it's crazy. So
what about like HGH? Is that, would you say, I don't know if you
safer?
It should be the right, safer, but it sounds like maybe it's a little more natural.
If you use the pituitary stuff, yeah, but most is synthetic now.
Okay.
It's cheaper to get.
And it's easier to get hold of.
Yeah, it's the synthetic stuff. I mean, well, they have the stuff in pituitary stuff. They have that. You can buy that, but it's expensive. Yeah, it's easier and cheaper to get those.
Yeah, if you're an NFL player, does it matter?
Yeah, it really doesn't. And it's difficult to test for it too. Testosterone's easy to test for, like steroids, because there's a serum testosterone level that is
you have an
a range.
Right?
Yeah, there's a range that's naturally occurring in the bloodstream, and if you are over that, then bummer.
Yeah, there's only one way to be over it.
Right. But HGH can increase your testosterone, but it does so if you do it right, it does so in a in a fashion that can just be like an increased testosterone, just like, oh, a little bit higher than normal. So just like, you know, that alone is not going to red flag you. So now they're actually testing for HGH, because the typical tests for steroids have not been. Now they have to test separately for HGH, and they usually test for the synthetic, or they test for other factors of HGH, like the secondary hormones that the HGH stimulates. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That was our little science segment.
Oh yeah, that's it. Well, the thing is, I had to, you know, like especially in college and in especially as professionals, or in, you know, military guys you're training, or overseas and Olympic athletes you're training, like these athletes, they'll do whatever it needs to win, and like I said, I'd rather their health be, you know, preserved, because if you do it the right way, you're gonna get benefits.
Yeah,
and you can minimize the side effects.
Yeah, and if you do it the wrong way, you can get very hurt. Like if
you can mess yourself
doing
up.
Steroids, you could be working out like way harder than you should be.
Oh, you can mess yourself up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then you end up with a high voice. Well, no, like I was saying, dude. Like if you're so God, like, you know, you get me on the science stuff, but if you're because when you take steroids, when your testosterone goes up high, if your body doesn't utilize all the testosterone, what does it do? It changes it to estrogen.
Estrogen, right?
Because testosterone and estrogen are both cortical. They're both steroids based on cholesterol. They're cholesterol-based steroids. The only thing different than testosterone, estrogen, and cholesterol is the OH groups on the fourth rings. There are 4 ringed molecules. So there's one oxygen, hydrogen, or one hydrogen different bond differently. So they're so similar, right?
Yeah.
So if your body's like, oh, too much testosterone, it's like, oh, we do want to balance out, right? It wants to find that dynamic equilibrium between anything in it, right? Within your body temperature, your solutes in the blood, salt, everything, water. It always tries to find that equilibrium. So it's like, dude, we need to lower that testosterone down. And so it makes estrogen, right? So then dudes get boobs, you get man boobies, and then your ball sack shrinks up a little bit, and you get a high voice, right?
Man.
And so, dude, and chicks,
We'll
it's the same thing.
Like facial hair and all.
Chicks get facial hair, they get a deep voice, and their little their clitoris, they turn into penises.
Man, that's
right. Yeah, it's like, oh man. So it's crazy. Like it just totally flips the sexes. It's nuts, man. So don't do steroids, kids.
All right, here's a question for you, Ted. Since we're on this topic, back when I could see, you'd see like those like bodybuilding women that are like totally like ripped and jacked. And I'd be like, ooh, like that is not pretty.
Yeah, no.
But there's guys out there that are like, oh yeah. It's like, dude,
tons
really?
of guys out there. Yeah. Now Shauna's in great shape. Now Shauna she's jacked for a girl, but she's not like that.
Like bodybuilder.
No.
Yeah.
No. Shauna's in good shape because he was a judo fighter, you know, so she's like that, you know, but there's no way in hell that I would ever date a bodybuilder chick. Any chick that can beat me in arm wrestling, I'm not dating.
Yeah, exactly. There's a stipulation for you right there.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not a weak guy. So if a chick can beat me, then we have some issues here.
Yeah, because I was going to say those guys that do like the bodybuilder women and, you know, things are leading somewhere, then you're just like, whoa, hey, like it's more than you bargained for when
surprise.
Yeah.
Say hello. Look, we're the same.
Exactly.
Oh no, gross. Okay.
All right, reel it back in. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So, actually, I have one quick story. Actually, I was at the gym. I was at Gold's gym. I used to work out at Gold's like last year a lot, and I think it was like June last summer. And so I'm in there, and I'm looking. I'm like, dude, what is this dude wearing? Like, it's this like 6'1" dude, like wearing this like green like butt shorts, you know, like really short shorts. He's like oiled up. I mean, it's L.A.
Yeah,
L.A. You'll see like the most effeminate men and everything, and it's just like cool, whatever. I mean, do your thing, like, but you just see interesting things. Like I've seen guys in there, you know, in the gym wearing cowboy boots and like tassels and hats and stuff, or like, or you see women in there like just wearing like costumes, like look like this one girl was wearing like a Dorothy costume, like she must have came from an audition. Like people are just weird.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but this one guy, I mean, it was just like he was wearing like these really green, like short, like bike butt shorts, and it was like really tan, like oiled up, and like then like this like little tiny shirt, and the back was like green. I thought it was one of those little green tank tops. I was like, what is going on? And like his hair was like down like in like a weird like tight ponytail. I was like, good Lord, you know. And then it turned around, and it was a chick. It was a freaking 6'2", 6'1", thick, huge, yoked up bodybuilding chick. And I was like
a total like Amazon rainforest kind of.
No, like a me. Like she looked like me, and I was like, what? Like I was like, holy cow! I could stand next to her and like be like, hey, you want to be my body double? Like I was like, what? Yeah, because I'm 6'2", and I was like, what is going on? And then get this. So yeah, and I was like weird. So I was like, oh, that's why he's wearing the little booty shorts. And it was like, okay, cool. But it was like a sports bra, tank top. Like it was crazy.
Man,
so from the behind, I was like,
hey, you want to spot me?
No, that I'm getting to the best part. So I mean, at this Gold's Gym that I work at, there's a lot of like big time famous bodybuilders. Like if you go to like 5 of them are like on Instagram with like 1 million plus followers. Like it's like a big time Gold's Gym, and like I know all the dudes there. And so like this one, you know, typical bodybuilder. Most bodybuilders are, you know, between 5'9" and 6 foot.
Yeah,
you know, like at the most. Like usually about 5'10" is like the sweet spot. But this one, he's about 5'10", just huge, like the biceps the size of thighs. You know, just ridiculous, steroid out of his mind, right? Leather skin, you know, everything.
Yeah.
He walks over and she bends over and they start like basically like making out on a bench, and I was like, oh my God, what? And then she's like, hey, I only have like 2 more sets. What do you have left to do? And I was like, oh God, I gotta go.
Check, please.
I gotta go. I was right in the middle of like doing something, like doing like squats or something. I was like, I'm done. We're good. I'm gonna go for a run today. No, it wasn't that bad. It was funny. You know what? She was actually really nice. Like it was cool, but it was just like I felt bad because I was just like, oh my God, like I just like had this like avulsion to it. You know?
Yeah,
it was just like so. But it's just she was obviously on steroids, like obviously. So it was just like this thing where it just became so like almost like off-putting, where it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's to the point where it's like, you know, like you've seen those specials on people do like the body modifications where they put like the weird things under their skin or like spikes in their tongue and stuff.
Yeah.
It almost becomes something like that. So,
I know, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
When your body gets like that ridiculous and insane.
Yeah, it's like there's a line. Or even when some people like tat themselves up where their face is like black with tattoos, it's like, what?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, it gets kind of weird. So like it just was a little much. So yeah. Interesting.
Visit your local Gold's Gym, people.
Oh no! All right. Last news story. We're just going to touch on it quick. I think I wanted to talk about it a little more, but we're kind of going long on this. But Ant Simulator looked like a cool property coming out. But John, you and I have that crowdfunding little background type stuff, and the project was canceled after the headline here on this story and every other story was
hookers and blow.
Yes, the devs blew the money on booze and strippers. Oh my goodness, yeah, like I'm talking like wow, like why? Like it just crowdfunding is already becoming kind of. People are starting to get a weird taste in their mouth about it. Like we mentioned it before, people are starting to kind of expect a lot from it, and then this just kind of puts a stink on it for like the projects that are legit and bigger projects. Because it wasn't that big of a project, right, John?
No, I think they said. Well, it was a little confusing because it seemed like they raised $4,000 from Kickstarter,
like 4,400. Yeah,
but then they also said they had like outside investment. So I don't know if that included the outside investment or if the 44 was.
No, that's just strictly.
Okay.
I looked at the Kickstarter page. It was $4,459 to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there was 3 guys it seemed like that made up this company. 2 of the 3 basically took the money, started, going out to eat and, going to strip clubs and buying booze and having a good old time. And before this poor guy knew it, I think Erica was his name or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was just
he's the main dude. He's the dude who he had the company money first.
Yeah.
And he brought these partners on, and they weren't even programmers. They were just a business guy and a finance guy, just to be part of his game. And he's done all this stuff. He had his own blog and his own YouTube channel, everything before. But they're like, yeah, it was crazy. I want to play a little clip from the From his little, he posted a YouTube video
Yeah.
about it. I'm gonna play a little clip from it real quick. So here it is.
Hello, everyone. So this is going to be the worst video I've ever had to make. But as you can probably see from the title, Ant Simulator is going to be canceled. I can't work on Ant Simulator anymore. I recently found out that my ex-business partners were secretly stealing company money. They had secretly spent the overwhelming majority of both our Kickstarter money and the Ant Simulator investment money on liquor, restaurants, bars, and even strippers. This, among many other reasons, is the reason why it has become exceedingly clear to me that I cannot have my career associated with these guys. My ex-business partners directly said to me, if you release Ant Simulator without us, I will sue you.
Poor guy. You
Yeah.
just hear his voice dejected and out. Oh, man.
Yeah, it just stinks because he put, well, so in that video he did say they spent the overwhelming money from the Kickstarter campaign and whatever
investment money.
Yeah, so I wonder how much, because I was just thinking like, well, if they raised let's say $4,000 after Kickstarter took their cut or whatever, if he's been working on this thing for a year, I mean, $4,000 doesn't go far. I mean, so it's like I wonder how much other money they had in the hopper that they went crazy with, because. I mean, if you got $4,000, I mean, you're basically
that's two strippers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
not that I know this, but
so that's the word on the street, anyways.
yeah, I heard that.
But he must have if it was only $4,000, he would already have like another job, and he would have been doing this on the side. So I think quite a bit of money's been kind of embezzled here.
Oh yeah.
So I feel bad for the guy because he's like, he can't use the game. He's had a year or at least where now he's nothing to show for his time, and I'm sure it's a project of love. And you after you work on something like that for so long, now you can't do anything with it. I mean, that's gotta suck.
Well, the thing is too was that he had his own channel, right? YouTube channel
Yeah.
with the same name as his company that he formed the LLC under, right? So that name that he created is tainted. Like
Right.
the LLC, he's going to rebrand his channel. But so, get this. So, the YouTube channel he created, I don't know if you saw this too, Justin, but the channel he created, he's required legally to take down everything he's done since the LLC on that channel.
Yeah,
Because it's the same name.
yeah. So he mentioned like 3 videos that he has to take down, and I guess they did some like ultimate gamer like classes, like showing people how to develop. And he has to take all of that down too. I was like, that sucks, because I'm sure.
He did. He's the developer.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
Yeah.
They just made the video. Like, what a mess. But there you go. It goes to show, like, just be careful, be careful, be careful. It's business.
Yeah, it just thinks that he said he was friends with these guys for like 11 years, or at least one
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
he probably just skimmed over the agreement. Like, well, these guys are my friends. They're not going to screw me over.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. He mentioned in the agreement that they put themselves in there as consultants. So they're not legally. Oh, my God. Like, even worse. Ouch. Man. Mm-mm.
So they walked away from it unscathed, and
And he's all messed up.
yeah.
Yep. So now he's going out. At least he's doing the right thing. He's contacting all the backers for trying to get them refunds, and he's going to do it the right way. So poor dude. So yeah, man.
I would just change it around and call it like Beetle Simulator or something.
Oh yeah,
Just,
totally. Use the assets.
change the graphics around, and
Yeah, exactly.
Horsefly Simulator. I don't know.
Horsefly simulator. Praying mantis simulator. That'd be kind of cool. He goes around stabbing bugs.
Yeah,
I'd play that.
In Connecticut, the praying mantis is the state bug.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
actually
little nerdy
illegal to
trivia.
kill one in Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, that's one of those like weird state law things that are like archaic laws. Like,
Yeah.
On the third Thursday of the month, you can't go cow tipping in Missouri.
You can't bring your goats down this street.
On the left side, you can't eat fried chicken every Monday in the third leap year of a century in,
Hey, this year's a
Gary,
leap
Indiana.
year.
I
Speaking
know
of leap
this year.
years.
Leap year it up. Shoot, what are we gonna do with our extra day, man? Woo!
That would suck to have your birthday on February 29th.
I'm 7.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's a question: if you were a leap year baby, would you want to be March 1st or February 28th?
Ooh.
Ooh, I think I would do March 1st.
I was gonna say I'd say
Feb-
March just because of March Madness.
Oh, see, there you go. Cool. Let's see. I think a lot of people would say February because it comes first. You get a day earlier. You get your birthday.
Yeah.
But I mean, February sucks, man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the month of February. It's
I mean, I was just born in March. I mean, it just so happens.
although my daughter's birthday is in February, but that
Okay.
with that put aside, I'm still not a fan of February.
And see, and then I got to talk crap. Half of me is like, "Hey, Ted, shut up," because February's Black History Month.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so,
Yeah.
I'm half black. One half's like, "Hey, dude, shut up." The other
You
half's
can
like,
just
"Yeah, whatever."
You can just like the first 14 days.
Perfect. See, there you go. Oh no, I like every other day. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Odds or evens.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, see. Ooh. Actually, it would be odds this month, right? Because it's leap year, so they give you extra day to I guess, or you can extra day to dislike, whatever you want. Because actually, the day is actually 23 hours, 58 minutes, and like 37 seconds. Actually, it's not actually 24 hours. So, as by the time you go around 4 years, it adds up to about a day. So we have to add a day.
The old rounding up.
Anyway, I think that's it for news. I think we're good, and we're gonna take a little break, and then we'll be right back. Howdy.
I just got done playing Madden 20s, the Madden game, and Denver won.
Nice. See, there you go. So you played Tekken Bowl last week. Well, I played The Witness, and I want to play it even more. I just want to play it.
I'm definitely gonna tell my son about it. I don't know if he's checked that or not, but he might like that.
Dude, it's awesome. Really, really cool. So yeah, we are here with Justin Cower from Cower Games, right? Is that your company, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Awesome. And of cowergames.com to be exact as
Yeah.
well. Every episode we have a nice guest, and that's you today. And we have our resident journalist here, going to get you with an interview, and we're going to learn a lot about some of the cool stuff you're working on. So without further ado, John, hit him.
All right, Justin, thanks for coming on. We appreciate your time.
Thanks.
So Justin, before we get into your Cower Games and your blog and stuff, give us some background. Like, what was like the first game you played and that you just fell in love with, and where you're just like, oh yeah, I want to be involved in video games somehow. What was that first game you played?
There was a first-person shooter game called Join Ops. And yeah, like my dad used to do these texture mods. They kind of changed the skins of the weapons. He did that kind of stuff, and so I was interested in it, and I wanted to figure out how to do it, and I got more into it. I started making models and all that kind of stuff. Made my own characters. It was pretty fun. It was fun to mod.
That's cool.
Yeah, and after a while, I just wanted to get into game programming. And
so I mean, right away you. I'm assuming you've been like a PC gamer your whole life. I'm assuming you haven't really used any consoles that much.
I used to play like Nintendo and stuff. PlayStation for a while, but after a while, I got into PC gaming.
Yeah, I hear
PC Master Race, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, again, because you're playing that game on the PC, and I mean, you saw right away, like, wow, I can do these like mods and change the skins, and like you can affect, even though you're not, quote unquote, building a game, you're kind of manipulating it to how you'd like to see it, which is cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So, what were some of the first mods that you built on that game?
Well, most of it was like weapon mods. I would find pictures of guns and do a little Photoshop and stuff, work on textures. And I would make my own guns. I started taking pictures of guns. I'd find an airsoft gun, take some pictures, use a 3D modeling program, turn it into a gun, and
that's cool.
It was fun.
Did you do anything cool like super soakers or something in there?
No. Sometimes I did some fun things like I'll make a model of a whoopee cushion, and I made it work like they had these claymores Basically,
Oh,
it
nice.
made it like a it was like a mine, and it would blow up, and it
Would
was
it make
fun.
a fart sound too?
Yeah, it would make a fart sound. Like
Yes. Fart humor rocks.
you'd be in a death match, and you'd see someone from far away
Step on a whoopee cushion.
step on one of those. You'd see a big, huge mushroom cloud, and it was fun.
Yeah,
Did you ever get into like designing your own maps? Would the game allow that, where you could design your own maps and stuff?
Yeah, the game came in with a built-in map editor, which was pretty fun. And
That's cool.
Yeah, I made some pretty fun maps.
Did you utilize like triggers and everything like that? Like get really deep into the map mods, or did you more stick on the texture and like more design and topography stuff?
Well, mostly into the modding stuff, but I did some maps here and there. Like they have these waypoints you can set up, and you can have like the bad guys come in like certain directions. You know, you just make paths for them, and so like I made some co-op maps, and I'd play them with my brothers and my relatives. It was fun.
That's cool. What? So then, from doing the mods and stuff in this game, what other games did you move on to, and where you continued to get sharpen your modding skills?
Yeah, how deep did you go?
Well, after that, I modded some games here and there, but that's when I started really to get into the programming.
Oh, okay.
I thought
you probably figured that modding was cool, but you wanted to dig even deeper.
Right? Yeah, I wanted to dig deeper and get something made, make some money.
Yeah. So
Make your own
then
games?
so when you started to get started, that made sense. What programming language did you start looking at, and how did you kind of train yourself on how to use it?
I searched the internet, and I had no idea what programming language to start. I had I knew very little about programming, so I searched all online and everything, and I ran into C++. It seems like that's what most people use, and so I started getting books on that. I used to work at a thrift store, and there were tons of C++ books, and I'd get some of them and I'd read them. That's kind of how I taught myself.
Yeah, C++ hasn't changed too much. So getting a C++ book in the thrift store, you're pretty safe with that.
Talk about a little bit, because when we talked on the phone a little earlier, you mentioned about why you kind of branched out in the coding, how you taught yourself, and why you kind of went deeper. I guess I'm kind of doing a segue to your blog. Like, what was like the thing you found in the books that was like not cool?
Well, yeah, the first couple hundred pages, they talk about like the history of C++ or whatever programming language it is, and
History, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like you want to learn that, and you'd learn some of the things like how the programming language works and stuff, but you never like at the end of reading, you don't really know how you can implement something like that into a game. You know what I mean? They don't teach you how to make a game out of the programming language, so I had to do some more searching on the internet and look into how game engines are put together, how they're made. And so that's part of the reason I made the website, so that everybody can just go into one place and figure out how to make a game, how to find all the software that they need to use. Yeah,
Tutorials
and stuff.
That's cool. One of my teachers in college, where we were learning various programming languages, she would use the worst like variables when she's trying to teach us like how to do loops and for loops and all kinds of stuff, and like the variables she was using, they were nonsense variables like x equals this, or and if she used real life situations with the programming, I think would have made at least my learning a lot easier. But when she was using sort of nonsense stuff, which they probably put in a lot of these programming
abstract
books
stuff,
Yeah,
exactly. It just doesn't make sense. You can't connect the dots. There's no rhyme. It almost seems like there's no rhyme or reason to what they're teaching you. And so having your blog being like, hey, if you want to make a square that jumps up and down, if you type this in, this is how to make it happen. Like, that's more useful than a lot of these programming books.
Yeah.
Your blog has a lot of your straightforward like opinion on things or like your firsthand experience. Here's the pros and cons of this, and like it's really straightforward. Like that's kind of really good. Did you do that because you didn't really see that when you were looking?
It was stuff that I ran into when I was looking for things, and I thought this would be something to look into later because stuff I'm working on right now, it's just a simple 2D platformer game, and I do want to get into like Unity or the Unreal Engine because they're pretty good engines. Yeah, so I just decided to share it on my blog just in case other people wanted to use something like that.
Yeah. So what's the title of the game? I don't have it in front of me right now.
I don't
Killer
have a
Ninja Cats from
title
Hell.
yet. Killer Ninja
The
Cats.
game
but-
Leap Year Ninja Cats.
Yeah. It's just something I'm working on. It's a simple platformer game that I'm using a program called Stencil to make it.
Okay.
I've talked about it on my blog too. It's just something, that's quick and easy, platformer. But yeah, I have other titles that I'm working on C++. I'm just, working on the game engine. But so
Yeah.
I'm just working on Kung Fu Cats. Maybe it's Kung Fu Cats.
There you go. Perfect. You heard it here first, everybody. Perfect.
Anyways, just to get something done quick. It was a game that I thought up of when I was watching my cats fight.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
That's cool. So, I want to hear some more details about the game. Can you give us like a little overview of Stencil? Because like we have a lot of people listening who are game devs and who like to know about the programming stuff, and I'm sure John is intrigued. Isn't that one of those a visual editor?
Yeah,
I haven't even heard of that one.
It's pretty simple to use. It's a lot of people who are familiar with Scratch. They'll probably pick that up pretty fast. It's kind of similar. It's got like these. You drag and drop these blocks, and
right,
kind of
like
it's like
Blueprint in Unreal.
Visual editor.
Yeah, Blueprint in
visual
Unreal. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It has all kinds of blocks you can use, to control your character, and it costs money if you want to, release it on like Steam or mobile. You can do mobile games with it, which is kind of cool. Costs like $200 a year, I think, but
that's not bad.
It's not that bad. It's a pretty cool program.
That's really cool. Does it give you like a library of like images to work with that you can use, or do you have to import all your own, graphics and stuff?
It comes with a sample game, but if you pretty much want to just import your own images,
your own assets. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
The game's almost finished.
Yeah, so let's talk about the game. So you saw your cats fighting. What's the premise? And like going like John, what would you like to know about the game? I think we talked about it before. It sounded kind of cool, right?
Yeah. I guess I kind of want to know like the plot behind it. Like what are the Kung Fu Cats? I mean, they're fighting these snakes with robotic arms, but what's the kind of the end goal behind the game?
Well, the snakes are the invaders. Basically, you just gotta fight them off. Rescue some cats. There's some that fight back. They got those mind control devices on their heads. And,
I don't think we mentioned that. Yeah. So you said, I think we talked about it, there's different like classes of cats, right?
Yeah, there are different characters that they have different fighting styles. Yeah, basically the controls are all the same. They're similar, but they just do different moves. It's a simple platformer game. You just fight through these levels. Some levels there will be like, you do the parkour stuff, you jump through these obstacles, dodge these.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun.
Do the cats only like fight like hand to hand combat, or do they get any kind of weapons and stuff?
They mostly fight hand to hand, but you can use weapons. There's some that they can throw fireballs. They have some of them.
Nice.
Hadouken!
Yeah, like that kind of.
That's cool. I'll play it. So I guess John, where are you looking to release it? Just Steam and like iOS or that kind of stuff, or? Yeah,
I'm thinking of Steam, and I'm gonna try to get it on iOS and Android.
Nice. I'm assuming you can just for the $200. Does it let you port it out to Android, iOS, and Steam all in one shot, or do they charge you more to do that?
Yeah, they charge you more to do that. If you want to do
Okay.
like iOS, you have to pay like an extra 100. You got to have a Mac
Okay.
computer to do it,
Yeah, that's stupid.
build it, and yeah.
Don't get him started on Apple, Justin.
Awesome. Do you have an idea of when the game might be done? Do you have like a date you're aiming for?
Sometime this year. I don't really know. I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do. I want to add some more bosses, more levels and stuff.
Okay.
But
How many levels are there currently?
so far, I have 10 levels, and then you fight a boss. I got like 3 bosses made right now, so almost 30.
Okay.
So
Oh wow. Okay.
Nice. That's cool.
yeah.
Is there any game that is kind of influencing this game, that like a game that kind of reminded you of a game you're trying to aim this to be like, sort of?
Yeah, kind of. I played some Super Smash Brothers, and I just thought it'd be fun to have a platform game. If you played Super Smash Brothers, they have the B button. You go forward B. You have one move. The controls are kind of similar to that.
It's like a rudimentary fighter, so not like crazy like Mortal Kombat
not like,
or Street Fighter, but still like got
yeah, they're just
8 to
simple.
10 button combos.
Yeah, they're simple
that's
controls.
cool. That's cool. So what kind of graphical style is it? You said it's 2D. Is it like 8-bit, 16-bit, or like kind of new modern like 3D, 2.5D? What is it?
It looks more like a 16-bit. It's a
cool
type thing.
Nice.
In the program they have like scrolling background and stuff. I kind of like made several backgrounds to kind of give it like a 3D effect.
Nice.
Like when you move around, the
background goes a little slower than the movement. Yeah,
right. Mega
Man style.
Yeah.
So what kind of game? What was like the first game you played, Justin, and anything that inspired you to make this game? Was it just the modding, or was there any particular thing that's really inspired you to do this one?
Well, I used to be a huge Mario fan, and when I was a kid, I played Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, and when I beat it, I thought, I want to make a game like this. It was just something I wanted to do, and I was a big fan of Mario for a long time.
It's a great game. My son got that game for Christmas on the Wii.
Oh, really? The new one, the Super Mario 3D
No,
World?
Super NES, Super Mario World.
Oh yeah, I have on the retro thing. I have that too on there. I'm gonna play that for sure. That's awesome. Well, cool. John, do you have anything else for Justin?
No, I think that's about everything.
Cool. So, Justin, here's your time to brag and boast. So, where can people find you? Well, how, anything else, like your all your social media, like, all that stuff, ready, go.
You can find me on cowergames.com. I have a contact page if you want to contact me. I'm on Twitter. It's at cowergames, so that's easy to remember. Email, it's justin@cowergames.com. Facebook, it's just Cower Games.
Sweet. Good branding.
Yeah.
Are you going to be like posting like screens and stuff soon and like updates coming up?
Yeah, I plan to post some videos and some screens, like screenshots on my blog and stuff, and on Twitter, social media, pretty much.
Cool. And people can contact you and maybe help to like start their games, like if they have questions and stuff too, right? Because you seem like you're pretty good at that, right?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, Justin, thank you, and we're looking forward to Kung Fu Cats, right? Like you heard it here.
Oh yeah.
Here I got it. Kung Fu Kitties. There it is.
Kitties.
Kung Fu Kitty.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Kitties.
That's a bad Mr. Kitty. So again, thanks for coming on the show. But as always, at the end of every interview, we have a little segment we like to call the Boss Battle. Oh boy. Our Boss Battle is a nice segment where you will be going up against the boss of the week. And the boss of this week is the Yeti from Ski Free. So, I don't know if you ever had a Windows 3.1 computer. Did you, Justin? I think we talked about the Yeti.
I played it before. Used to scare me a lot as a kid. I'd always try to get past. I'd always tried to get past them, but
Nope, impossible.
No,
Yeah,
impossible.
Yeah, this is the Yeti, the terrifying, wide-mouthed, red-eyed, abominable snowman, insatiable, heat-seeking, party-pooping, ridiculously fast, 8-bit monster setting on ending your perfect black diamond skiing run in a matter of seconds. Yeah, that guy. That's who you're fighting. So,
Do you come up with that stuff off the top of your head?
Of course. Yeah, but yeah, that guy. So our questions, our levels, are sent in by listeners. So you, the listener, you can send us in questions to the Boss Battle using the hashtag Boss Battle on social media, or to our email address jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com with Boss Battle in the subject matter. So Justin, listen carefully how it works. There are 5 levels. You have 4 normal levels on the way to your final boss encounter, and you have 60 seconds to answer those 4 questions. You can warp to any question if you do not know the answer, and time permitting, you can return back to the question. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
During those first 4 levels, you get a power-up, which makes every question, or any question, 50-50. So if you it's a tough one, towards the end, you can say, hey, power up, and you get a 50-50, and I'll reduce 2 answers or give you 2 choices. After you've done with the first 4 levels, we review them and see how you did. If you get 4 out of 4, you get a power up for the boss. Ooh, yeah. So, and then the boss encounter is 1 question against the boss, generally based on science, and you have 30 seconds. If you get 5 out of 5, my man, you get to be in a Hall of Champions. Oh, man. We've only had one person do that. Yes.
Yeah.
And you remember how before it was only Eds that won the battles?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, here's another trivia. It's only been females who've been our champions, so it's not looking good for you.
Yep.
Unless there's something we don't know about. But
not taking steroids, are you?
Right, yeah, exactly. You're on steroids. Any questions before we get going?
No.
All right. Is your heart beating out of your chest? Are you nervous?
Yes.
All right. Don't worry about it. You'll probably fail. It's okay.
Oh.
Oh, man. Okay, Justin. John, are you ready, bud?
Oh yeah, let's get this thing rolling.
Justin, your boss battle starts when I finish reading the first question. Level 1. In what 1971 educational computer game can the player receive the status update, "You have died of dysentery," while in their covered wagon?
Oregon Trail.
Final answer?
Yes.
Level 2. What is the name of the currency in the Legend of Zelda series? A. Rupees. G. Gil. C. Rings. D. Gold. Or E. Coins?
A. Rupees.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Level 3. Name 4 of the 6 power-ups in Mario Brothers 3 for the NAS. Mr. Mario fan here.
Yeah.
Power-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can use your power-ups.
Mushrooms. The star. Flower. Fire flower. Super Mario 3.
more.
Which one?
Super Mario 3.
Yeah, it's 3. Yep.
That raccoon thing.
Okay.
That looks like a leaf. Final answer? I don't know.
Okay, final answer. Level 4. How many types of Angry Birds are there in the original flock in Angry Birds 1?
And you have your power-up, so you might as well use it here. I think because this is your last question, so you might as well use it.
Okay, yeah, I'll use my power up.
7 or 9?
7.
And time. Alrighty. Whoo boy. Okay. Here we go. So, Justin, how was that? Whew. Stressful, huh?
Yes.
Okay. John, how do you think you did?
Man, the first 2, I was like, oh man, we might be dealing with another Hall of Champion here, so we're gonna have to see how this rolls out.
Yeah, well, let's take a look and see how you did, Justin. Okay, so level 1, the question was, in what 1971 educational computer game can the player receive the status update, "You died of dysentery," while in their covered wagon? Your answer was the Oregon Trail, is that correct?
Yeah.
The answer is the Oregon Trail. Nice job. Congratulations. Yay. I can, John probably remembers in computer lab playing the Oregon Trail. That was like your favorite day, like going to the computer lab days. Oh, yeah. I used to love computer lab days, playing the Oregon Trail. Oh, man, that was awesome. Yeah, so I played on the Apple II That was awesome.
Well, every school at our age had Apple IIs. That was Apple's marketing employee.
Oh yeah, totally.
So
Genius.
every school had Apples.
Yep. Genius. Yeah, so good job. Level 2. What is the name of the currency in the Legend of Zelda series? The answers to choose from were A, rupees, B, gil, C, rings, D, gold, or E, coins. And you chose rupees, is that correct?
Yeah.
The answer is rupees. Yes, it is. Ding, ding, ding. Bling, bling. Yep, rupees. Yeah, so good job. 2 for 2. Okay. And then Mr. Mario fan, huh? I gave you a Mario question. How perfect is that? Like I knew. Level 3. Name 4 of the 6 power-ups in Mario Brothers 3 for the NES. So this was a little tricky because, again, there's the star and the fire and all that kind of stuff. But the power-ups that you said the leaf thingy. You said the raccoon thingy.
Well, the leaf thing would have been my terminology too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. You said the mushroom and fire flower, right?
Yeah.
And he said the star.
The star.
Yeah.
Well, the star doesn't really count as a power up. That's just the invincible thing. So we're gonna negate that. But we'll give that to you from the sense of thing. The leaf thingy, ding, ding, ding. That's 1. Good.
Yep.
That's correct. But the answers we were looking for were the super leaf, the P-wing, the Hammer Brothers suit,
and
the
then
frog suit, the Tanuki suit, and Karibo's shoe. Oh man, that question was a little vague, so I'll give it to you. Yeah! All right, in the sake of saying, we're going to give that question to you. Okay. Okay, so 3 for 3.
I would count the mushroom and the flower.
Yes.
It's a power up.
So 3 for 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. 3 for 3. Level 4. How many types of Angry Birds are there in the original flock? Your answer was 7 based on a power up, and a power up broke it down to 7 or 9. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The answer is 9. But 7 is actually... So this is a tricky question as well. 7 is in the actual original flock of games, but there were 2 side birds that were only used in special levels. So the answer technically is 9. Oh, so close. That's a trick question, so I won't give you that one because it was a trick question, but oh, man. Bummer. Well... You almost got it. So 3 out of 4, not too bad. You're strolling into the boss encounter, feeling good, but just not 100%. That's okay. We're at the final encounter. Are you ready to take on the Yeti? You don't get a power-up, but you can still take him on. Are you ready, Justin?
Yes.
All right. John, you think you got it?
Let's do it.
Okay, this is a fun one. I had fun doing this one. Okay, level 5 boss encounter. Your boss encounter starts when I finish reading the entire question, Justin. Are you ready? Here we go. Anyone who's taken an extended ski trip in Windows 3.1 has run into the Yeti. If you wanted to study the Tibetan creature of mystery, you'd have to turn to cryptozoology. Cryptozoology, or the study of hidden animals, is a pseudoscience involving the search for animals whose existence has not yet been proven due to the lack of evidence. The animals cryptozoologists study are often referred to as cryptids. This includes living examples of animals that are otherwise considered extinct, such as dinosaurs, or animals whose existence lacks evidence but which appear in folklore, such as our friend the Yeti. Your question. The International Society of Cryptology, or ISC, was an organization that existed from 1982 to 1998 to scientifically document and evaluate the unverified species reported and not proven to exist. Which of the following cryptids was chosen as the official emblem of the society? A. The dire wolf, B. The chupacabra, C. The mountain gorilla, D. The Loch Ness Monster, E. Bigfoot, or F. The Okapi?
Wow.
Dire wolf, chupacabra, mountain gorilla, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, or Okapi? 15 seconds.
I'll just go with the Loch Ness Monster.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Yes.
And time. Okay, Jonathan, what do you say?
I
think
probably would have just went with Bigfoot just because. I don't even know what the heck is the chupacabra. I don't even know what that is.
The chupacabra is that Mexican thing in Mexico, like the Mexican folklore, where it's like a little alien thing that eats like livestock and like skins them inside out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And mountain gorillas, they were. That's considered a cryptid because they were considered to be people that living in the mist, and they discovered they actually existed, right? Loch Ness Monster is a cryptid because, right, it's actually a plesiosaur, right? That it's one of those dinosaurs that have like the paddles for hands or for arms and like the long necks. That's a plesiosaur, so that's a cryptid because that's an extinct animal that's living. A dire wolf, right? That's like in like Lord of the Rings type stuff, big ass wolf. And then Bigfoot is Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot and Bigfoot, the Yeti, whatever. And the okapi, which is actually nobody knew or nobody thought it existed. People in Africa knew, like the locals knew it existed. But an okapi is kind of a large elk that looks like a wildebeest, a deer, and a zebra had a baby. All three of them. It has a zebra butt, like an elk head, and like a wildebeest body. And actually, I've seen one of those in person here in San Diego in the Wild Animal Park. And that's actually, the existence was proven in 1902 to the West, of course. That's they consider it proven then, right? As soon as Westerners find out about it, right? But like when a researcher sent the skin of it up there, and so in 1904 or 1902 or something like that. So your answer was the Loch Ness Monster. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you, sir, that the answer is the okapi. Oh man. So the okapi was chosen as the official emblem of the society because of this reason exactly, that it was a cryptid that was actually discovered, right?
Was proven. So.
Yeah, it was proven. So they were like, hey, look, this can actually happen. And the year was actually 1901, and Harry Johnson was the explorer that sent it to London. The skin.
Harry Johnson.
There we go. Exactly. Well, if you're doing steroids, that's not the case anymore. So Justin, you did not defeat the boss this week. Oh man, I'm so sorry. You will be going home with absolutely nothing. I apologize, but better luck next time. So we're gonna take a quick break. Well, thanks a lot, and we appreciate it. And
thank you.
And so we will head out of here, get into the topic of the week, and a couple emails, and get out of here. So we're gonna take a break. Hello, all.
I just watched Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, the Yeti. No, I just watched Star Wars again and saw freaking Chewie. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Hey, speaking of Star Wars, I read the book the other day, the Force Awakens book.
Oh,
and
really?
After talking to my son, the book seems very, very close to the movie, so I have to say, if the movie is pretty much like the book that I read, I have to say I'm a fan.
Yeah, I told you, the first time I saw it sucked. I was like, second time I saw it, I loved it. So
yeah, I just read the book once through, and I right away I was just like, yeah, this is a good reboot that they did. So I was happy with it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, every episode we have our guests bring a topic of the week, and this week I will be doing a topic that I wanted to talk about, and this is games in media. So I'll kind of unpack that for everybody. Games have become mainstream now, and we see them all over the place. And whether it's huge things like Comic-Con or conventions or giant ad marketing campaigns that are, put on with Call of Duty that you see like every day, like on the Super Bowl commercials, or even like, Game of War, like the mobile games are like advertised everywhere, or, people wearing game shirts. The games are everywhere. And I just kind of want to kind of bring that up and see, like, is games evolution from being a taboo thing to being an embarrassing thing, really, to be like when we were growing up, to now it being mainstream and being cool to be a gamer with esports all in your face and viral indie games everywhere. It's just, what do you guys think of that as a new medium? Do you think that's a good evolution for gaming, or do you think that it should almost kind of stay as its almost little subculture?
For marketing, it's genius.
Right?
I would say, because again, you hit the nail on the head, Ted. I think with, it went from, no one really knowing what games are to, if you played games, you kind of kept it quiet because it's like almost embarrassing. People make fun of you. Now it's mainstream where, I think what really kind of ushered this in is, I would almost say, like the mobile market, where casual gaming crept in out of nowhere, and more people got used to playing like Candy Crush, Angry Birds, fill in the blank with any kind of like gaming like that, and now that can be leveraged to marketing for companies where they make these interesting little games as advertisement or a way to promote their products or whatever services. So I think it's genius.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too. I mean, just going back from, I think we talked about it on episode 0, how, like I said, even my evolution as a gamer being like, hey, trying to hide it. But now it's like, we talked earlier in the news segment, like big time athletes, Demetrius Johnson, he was, streaming on Twitch. Like he's totally cool with that, just doing that. It's in the media. It's like, it's everywhere. And then now, like, I mean, over under on how many video game commercials are on the Super Bowl this year, like it's going to be, there's going to be a lot, like at least the mobile games, like Game of War or all those other ones, or, the Clash of Clans, all that stuff. It's going to be everywhere. Like I don't know what the next step is. And what I mean by that is games are here and they're here to stay, and we all know they're cool and everything, right? But it's still funny to me that in the media, they're still treated weirdly. Even though they make tons of money, they're all over the place. Yet people are still like Colin Cowherd last year, like gamers are weird and this is that. But like it's still looked at strangely, even though they are everywhere. And I just don't know why that is. I
think it's because the media hasn't figured out a way to tap into it and to benefit from it yet.
To make it like fun for people to watch, like engaging content, like as far as like looking at or listening to, etc.
Right. Like they don't. To them, they don't understand. It's still a foreign object to them. I mean, even, now, like, I think they still even struggle with social media. Never mind gaming. So if they could wrap their head around it, though, and figure out a way to, like, implement it into, into the way they do things, it could be a total, like, game changer. Where we talked about it before. I don't remember which guest we had on, but we talked about gamification.
Yeah, that was Ed Moore.
Yeah. So if they can gamify life in a sense, or gamify the news, gamify, fill in the blank with any kind of media, then that's just going to catapult it to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as even us as games journalism in that niche, with what we're doing and stuff like that, like it's still kind of separate than traditional media, right? Because there's, I think, we talked about it earlier about, remember the story about Kotaku and Bethesda doing that whole, they're shunning them, right, because of the whole thing. Because there's that fine line between game journalism and doing reviews, right? So it's like, right. And so then people in the media look at that, and if within the industry, within the space, if we as the games media and gaming people can't figure out our own place, how are people from the outside going to look at us as a legit viable source and a viable product, right? So I think it's interesting that way because I mean it's everywhere. Like people know they play video games, and it's just kind of funny. Like kids growing up now, where you watch people play video games, like your idols and your people you look at are game players. That's who you look at. Yeah. More is the athlete that you look up to. Like there's no more Michael Jordans. I mean the last dying breed of that is like LeBron James, and a couple like that. But there's no more of that. It's like, oh, I want to be PewDiePie. It's just like, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and I'm just while we're talking about this, I just kind of thought of this, like, saying how media places need to figure out how to kind of embrace gaming in a way and figure out how to implement it.
Right. Well, I think I'm more talking about as like media in the sense of like coverage of it, and legitimacy is in news and outward things, right? So it's like, hey, you can drive down the street and there's be a billboard up there for like, oh, Call of Duty 5 coming out, right? You know, Call of Duty 97, whatever it is. You know, and you'll see it up there, right? And it's just like people drive by and like, they'll, oh no, that's a video game. They'll know that, but like that's like crazy now. But like I'm saying, like when is the time, or how are we gonna embrace it as news when gaming becomes news? Like we cover like Hollywood stars or other entertainment mediums. Like, oh, like look at these new gadgets out there at that CES this year. Like they cover crazy gadgets and that's news, right? And they're just weird novelty things. Well, when are games going to become that instead of just like advertising for people to buy? Like because they're already invading the space where advertising goes, where media coverage goes, right? Like now ESPN has esports on it, right? Boom, there's coverage. That's legitimacy, right? And gaming has already solidified itself. So it's here to stay. Boom, right? But I don't know. I'm just kind of interested in seeing how it moves forward and legitimacy, and especially with this esports push and you know, big things like that, and see, you know, follow the money, man.
Yeah, well, I think I can't remember the name of the gaming like awards thing you went to. I don't remember the name of it, but if that continues, if that continues though, and the other, I mean, I know Sony does their own thing and Microsoft does. I don't think they do it to the extent that they should though, or the way they're approaching is probably a little wrong. But if there's more of these like game awards, like you said, like the Grammys or Emmys, if there's more things like that with gaming, or these tournaments start to blow up more and more, like if there's a Super Bowl of gaming, or like a whatever championship of this game or that game, and that starts to gain more and more coverage, I think it's literally around the corner.
Yeah, that's true, for sure. Well, time will tell. So there's the topic of the week. So, John, you want to get in some emails?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right, I got a couple good ones for you and I today. So, again, just you and I are going to hit these real quick. We actually answered a few of them over time. So if you guys want to write into the show, you can do so at jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com. And yeah, the email address is jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com. So Clint from just Clint.
Eastwood?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, right? Yeah, that's the song from the Gorillaz and from the Dirty Harry series, all in one.
Nice.
Just Clint, not from anywhere. So Clint, you are from
Kalamazoo.
Oh, I like Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo, Jamaica? Is that a place?
Maybe.
That'd be cool. So Clint writes in. He says, hey, John, Ted, and Third Wheel. Well, there's no Third Wheel. It's just John and Ted right now, okay? We're doing the email segment. What's your favorite football game of all time? Ooh. Wait. Time out. Is this video game or football game? Ooh, we could double whammy this.
I would have to say Super Bowl 20. That
right?
would definitely,
yeah.
Bears and the Patriots.
I would say 2009 Minnesota Vikings versus 49ers. Brett Favre in the back of the end zone to Greg Lewis. The crazy. I was there on the field of that game, and that was amazing.
And
I was coaching. That was awesome. One of the greatest games I've ever seen and been a part of. So
there's also the Drive.
The Drive, of course. Yeah. Favorite video game, I guess what he meant. I mean, I think we both like Game Day 98. That rocks.
Oh, yeah. It's either Game Day 98 or Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, see, that's for me, it's Tecmo Bowl, the first one, and Game Day 98, period. I do really love Blitz and Blitz 2000. Those are great.
I never played those two. It was
man.
The mechanics of it was too hard to get down.
No, it's impossible. Unless you see it, you can't. It's too much, bro.
It's not like real quote-unquote football game.
No, it's just people flying around the field. The players half the size of the field, so you push tackle, you're across the field. It's nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can never get down those mechanics.
Yeah, and you jump around. It's weird, and there's 7-on-7. It's crazy, but it's so much fun. And then I did like Madden 01, and I used to really get down on NCAA football, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. Right then, NCAA football 2003. I think I played the most of. That was senior year in high school. Oh man,
yeah, I was gonna say 02 or 03. We definitely rocked NCAA at my house
for sure.
I'd also have to say NFL 2K on the Dreamcast.
Yes, that was great. Yeah, 2K was great.
Was amazing.
Dude, if it wasn't for stupid EA, yanking up the NFL license and pushing them out, that was a better football game than Madden.
NFL 2K by far. the Madden games are good or whatever, but they would have gave him a run for their money if they didn't.
Yeah, but EA just muscled him,
Yeah.
Actually, hey, you know what? I'm going to answer this question my own way, John. I think the best football game is FIFA. Ha 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 ha.
Get out of here.
Get it? Football game? Okay, we're done. We're done. Okay. Ooh, okay. Naomi from London. Oh, speaking of football, see, that was a good segue. I didn't even realize.
There you go.
Hey, guys. Shark diving, bungee jumping, skydiving, or base jumping? Shark diving for you, right?
Anything over shark diving. I'll do all three of them at once.
Well, I've done shark diving and skydiving. So, you know what? You notice a lot of these involve diving or jumping? Yeah. I would never in a million years bungee jump. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. And base jumping is also stupid. So
yeah, the base jumping is crazy because you really don't know what's under the water.
Yeah. Well, no, base jumping. No, base jumping is the one where they put on the wingsuits and they fly like birds. And
I was thinking like cliff diving.
No, base jumping is that crazy stuff where they wear the wingsuits and they fly. And then a wind gust flips them into like the cliff and they die all the time. Like it's like 1 out of 4 die doing that.
I would have to say skydiving then.
I've dived and it's fine. It's like 3-4 seconds of like, oh my god, I'm on a roller coaster, and then it's really windy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then it's like
well, at least with
55 seconds
skydiving though, like if the parachute fails, at least you're not going to have to worry about it. Bungee jumping, there's a good chance you're going to live.
Yeah. No thanks. Anything. Same thing with base jumping. I don't want to hit it maimed. But I've been shark diving, and I would do it again in a different situation, not in South Africa when it's freezing cold. And
with those monster great whites, that's insane.
Well, no, that's what I want. I want the sharks biting the cage.
Those are the ones that like reach out of the water, right? They like literally.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I saw a few of them. I was just too cold to like enjoy it. It was just miserable, and I was seasick, and the whole boat was puking on each other. It was rough, but I would do it again. So shark diving would be the one for me. So that's where you get Naomi. Yeah. John would also go shark diving. So
I'm a shark bait if I go in the water. So
yeah. So if anybody listening to the episode and you want to send John a present, send him a free trip shark diving, and he will gladly take you up on that offer. So we're starting a Kickstarter page to send John shark diving.
Do a GoFundMe or something.
Yeah. Oh no, gross. That we'll chum the water extra good for you so the sharks are going nuts.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
And then while you're not looking, get it. And then I'll tie a bunch of fish bait around your waist and just toss you in there. There you go.
And it starts mangling the cage before I know it. I'm out of the cage.
Wait, what? All right. Fred from Nebraska writes in, "What's up, fellas? Okay, the big game is coming up on Sunday, as we all know. What are you going to be eating? What is your snacking selection? What are your favorite football/tailgating foods?" Ooh, good question, Fred. Like a lot of good questions there. I like that. All right.
I already mentioned one of them. My wife makes these awesome stuffed jalapenos where it's like cream cheese, bacon, and a couple of other things.
Just absolute delectably deliciousness.
Oh yeah. I mean, anytime she brings these things anywhere, people mow these things up. They are awesome.
Well, please have her freeze dry some and send them to me, please. Thank you. And you know what? Put some Tapatio on them. You're good.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now we're off like sugar and grains for a while, so she's been looking up all these other recipes. Like it seems like people love to wrap things in bacon, so we're gonna be trying out some really interesting stuff like hot dog cheese filled wrap.
Oh man, see, don't get me started on the nutrition thing. You're doing the whole you're substituting grains for bacon. Come on.
Hey, that's what I call a diet.
You know what? That's fantastic and delicious, but that's not the way to go. You have a registered nutritionist here. Oh, you know what? But for Super Bowl, you better wrap your bacon in bacon.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, but as a daily thing, no. For Super Bowl,
that's not
for the Super Bowl. I'm going to make some awesome snacks. So I'm going to make some pizza from scratch, like mini pizzas.
Nice.
Yes, and then
but what are you going to put on them though? What are you putting on them?
Yes, we're going to have a variety of different things. So we're going to have like typical pepperoni sausage, and it's just going to be like I'm going to cut up like a bunch of ingredients. It's going to be like throw on whatever you want. And like we're going to have like 5 little pizza doughs and just throw them on whatever we want there. And then we're going to have, obviously I'm going to make some mean nachos. I'm going to make some awesome awesome nachos. And then my mom used to make some great stuffed mushrooms, man. Oh, they're so good. I wish they was here there. And pigs and blankets are a requirement. Like you take like crescent rolls and wrap them in little smokies, wrap them up. Oh, yeah. Those are great. Pigs and blankets. Got to have some guac and some chips and dip there. Got to have some. I got to add bacon in mine, huh? Bacon on the pizza. Done.
Bacon somewhere.
Bacon on the pizza. Done. Gonna have a lot of ice cream. Yep, gonna have that.
Hey, do you guys have Cold Stone out there?
Hell yeah, we got Cold Stone out here.
So you tell me you like Cold Stone.
Yes, I love Cold Stone.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
But we have a little place called Pinocchio's down the road, and it is an Italian place. Like it's an Italian market. Like they import everything from Italy, and the food is like really cheap. And they have a full gelateria right in there with really authentic gelato. And gelato is the best in the hierarchy. Oh my god, in the hierarchy of cold, soft dessert treats, it's the greatest. In my order, it goes. I eat froyo like every night, my order goes gelato number 1 by a mile, then ice cream, and then frozen yogurt, and then like pudding and stuff, and then custard at the end. But yeah, I
like frozen yogurt. I don't like the texture of it.
I like anything soft, like soft serve. Like I don't like ice cream too hard. Like I like.
Oh, me neither. If we have a carton of ice cream, I always take it out a few minutes.
Oh yeah, I put it in the microwave.
I used to do that too, but sometimes I leave it in for too long. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, no. I always just zap it for 8 seconds. That's my thing, because then it makes the edges.
That's the perfect number.
Yeah, and then it's see, it makes the edges all nice, and then you eat the edges, and by the time that you're done with eating the edges, the middle is good. So.
Oh yeah, dude, you got it done with science.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there'll be a lot of that kind of stuff, just things. You know what? But for breakfast, I'm gonna like make a big old pancake breakfast too, like to get us ready, like because you gotta expand the stomach. Because if you starve yourself,
it's like weightlifting. You gotta.
Yep, you gotta pace. You gotta do it right. Yeah, you gotta have the energy to eat. You gotta fuel to eat.
There's a place near us called Carl's Diner, and like people have written up reviews in this place in the newspaper, like. Carl's it feeds gluttons. Like they give you like these monstrosity servings. Like if you get an omelet, it's on a huge plate, and the omelet is literally hanging over the edge of the plate.
Cool,
and
I'm there.
I love their pancakes there. If you get blueberry pancakes, they make not only are just their pancakes in general awesome, like they're really thick but fluffy, but their idea of blueberry pancakes is making pancakes and then dumping blueberry pie filling on top of them.
Wow. There's a place like that here. It's called the Griddle Cafe, and no joke, it's okay. So you go to a typical meal, right? You get like a stack of pancakes, like $8-9, right? $10 maybe. No, this place is like $10.75, right? And you get the equivalent of 12 pancakes. These pancakes are the size of wheel cap hubs, and you get 3 or 4 of them in a stack on top of each other. It is no joke. It is 5 inches thick, and they are about 14 to 18 inches wide. It is ridiculous, and the plate is huge. And they have like 12, 15 different varieties, like Oreo ones that are like basically like Oreos with a little bit of pancake batter around them. Like it's just like peanut butter infused, pumpkin infused, like Mounds bar infused, they have cinnamon toast crunch infused, like just crazy, like custard, like apple pie filling ones,
like dessert, but breakfast.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. And we go there all the time. And the best one there, we get it's called the Hear Me Roar. It's just kind of like it has like their whipped cream is so good they make it from scratch, cold, this big old thing of whipped cream. They put strawberries all over it, and they bake Frosted Flakes into the batter. And so, yeah, it is great, and it's not it's not crazy, it's not super bad. So, and then we get that one. So Sean and I split that one, and then we get that and the 'Tis the Season. It's a pumpkin infused. It's pancakes, so it's pumpkin pancake batter, and they give you sweetened pumpkin compote and whipped cream on top of it. It's so good, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, there's a place kind of like that near us too, and they make like we went there, and my kids got like Boston cream pancakes.
Oh,
there was like
man.
cinnamon roll French toast, like crazy, like basically kind of what you're saying, like just ridiculous, stuff for breakfast. It's crazy.
Wow.
When we went there, I got cannoli French toast. It was wicked good.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
So yes, this is what we're all going to be eating, Terry, at the Super Bowl. Oh man, so good. I'm looking forward to it. Super Bowl's a great day. I'm gonna wake up, go for a run, and just eat and watch football all day long. I'll seriously, I'll watch 4 hours of the pregame just cause. I'm just gonna make sure I take that day off. Oh, it's gonna be nice. So yeah, we got. This one was saved from last week, but this is sent in from John L. in San Bernardino, my neck of the woods. John, of course. He says, "Hi, John, Ted, and esteemed guests." Nope. Energy drink stats. That's the title of this email. Yeah, it says, "I know there's been a lot of joking about energy drinks on the show, and it's hilarious. Thanks, guys. Down to Canada, but this story just came out recently and got me thinking. Here's a stat. 40% of energy drink-related calls to poison control centers in the U.S. were from kids younger than 6. Whew. Wow. They suffered nervous system and heart symptoms, which leads me to my question. As esports become a thing, what is the youngest age that esports competitors should be able to compete?" Holy, great question, John. Wow.
Yep, sir.
That is a deep question. So let's go back. 40% of energy drink. Well, first of all, they have a stat that there's energy drink related calls to poison centers. That's pretty bad. that alone is pretty retarded. But But 40% are younger than 6. Why is your 6-year-old drinking Red Bull?
Well, why are you stocking your fridge with this stuff too? Goodness gracious! Like your 6-year-old probably goes to the fridge like cool soda, crack it open.
Exactly. Well, you remember Honey Boo Boo, right? The whole thing. Like she used to eat like butter, like sticks of butter dipped in like sugar and energy drinks. That was her diet was.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I can see just terrible parents doing that, but wow. 6?
Yeah, I can see that not being good on a little kid's body, though, for sure. Especially if they just down the thing or whatever.
They're tiny little humans.
Yeah. If they're like, I shouldn't be drinking this, but I'm going to pound it. You know, and it's
for sure. Well, like you're saying, like imagine, like you have a 2-year-old, right?
Yeah. Yep.
2.5. 2.5, and then what's the next one up over that one?
He's 6.
Yeah, the 6-year-old. Imagine like the 2 and the 6-year-old downing a full can of Red Bull.
Oh, dude, that wouldn't be good.
That's 200 milligrams of caffeine. Like, are you kidding me? And on their small little bodies, like who aren't used to processing that, like, geez, Louise.
I'm trying to give like most people the benefit of the doubt, but unfortunately, I have seen like some parents before, like literally, like maybe it's a 2-year-old where they have a bottle and like putting soda.
Don't say it. Nope.
Soda, chocolate milk, like all kind. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, chocolate milk. Okay, that's fine. I mean, come on, it's chocolate milk. But
yeah,
soda,
are
you giving a what? God.
Yeah.
You know what? Our species is doomed. It is doomed. Just chalk it up. In an alien race, just come here in about 150 years. There'll be nobody left. It's okay. You'll have a free planet. You won't even have to attack us. Just wait. Just wait a little bit.
Yeah, we'll just be sitting on our couches.
No, there'll be nobody left. We are doomed. Like, oh my Lord, God, gross.
But back to like the competitive part though. That's a good question. I would say
crazy. A great question.
I'm thinking 12, 13 or something as my.
Yeah, I would say 13.
But the hard thing is how do you police that though? Like. Unless it's at a physical location, Well,
no, it totally has to be. Most esports tournaments, they go there, and they're like in chairs because they have to bring their own hardware, and so like they have their gaming computers, but you have to bring your own laptop or your own keyboard, mouse, headset, all that stuff. So you have to be there physically. And you could do like there are some tournaments that are LAN based or internet based, but most of the times when they go to the big tournaments. I'm talking on the big tournaments for that. But I don't know, like you said, I don't know what I would say for the other stuff. But I think 13 would be a good age because it's teen, has the word teen in it, right? So 12 just seems like a kid, but teen. So like 13 is good. Like at 13, you can play some games competitively and be cool and, be good. But, because I don't think you really want your 13-year-old playing like some crazy Bloodborne-y thing. I mean, they're fine. They can handle it in your household, but like when you start playing with other kids, you don't know how their parents were giving them Red Bull in bottles. Like, come on. Like, these kids, like, easy for, I mean, a lot of time I went to public school, so like I was exposed early, like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like, but by age 7, I'd already seen like coke and like, like drugs and hard drugs and everything. Like, kids in the playground are like, "Hey man, you want some blow?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." Good old public school.
And you're like, gum?
Yeah, what, is that good? Like, no, not gum, dude. You want it? Yeah, no, I'm good. But yeah, I think 13 would be good. But that'd be an interesting thing to see as we move forward, because as they say, like when you're like 23, 24, you're old in esports, like, because I guess like your neuroplasticity has gone down or whatever.
It's a step with your reactions and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
that's what they say. It's like scientifically proven that like after like that age, like your neurological like reaction time goes down and stuff. So like you're an old gamer after that. So
that's funny.
You think like they're gonna start recruiting kids like in like junior high, like the big esports teams, and be like, hey kid, we'll give you a buyout and we'll give you all the hookers you want.
You got some strong thumbs there, man.
Yeah, we'll give you all the hookers and blow you want from our crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey kid, you don't want to go to that team. It's like, I got you covered. I'll be your agent, and we got it. Screw your mom and dad. Just come live with me. We're gonna go esports crazy. I don't know why I have the New York. I think that's what I think of it as
You
like a
sound like Rocky's
agent.
manager.
Yeah, exactly. I sound like a crazy agent, or like like some kind of like low life, like in the dumps, kind of like, kid, you're gonna be famous. We're gonna make you a star, and like just drops him like a bad habit when like he starts going downhill. He loses his first match and they cut him.
Only I'll tell you what. Only in the U.S. those poison control calls are probably made, though not in Canada. Parents up there wouldn't let that slide.
Well, because in Canada, like it's okay to drink Red Bull when you're 3. Like that's part of their diet. So this is a strict fact. Canadians, when they come out of the womb, the doctors give them Red Bull to wake them up. That's a normal. That's a stat. That's the Canadian law.
That's a known fact.
Yes, 100%. So
I saw some. I don't remember what it was on, but I listened to something or a podcast or whatever. But someone literally from Canada was trying to sue like a movie or a show because they're portraying Canadians in a bad light.
So they were just filming them then.
It was so funny that they're just like, no, Canadians don't act like that. We're all nice.
Well, I'm a huge South Park fan, and South Park just completely destroys Canada, and it's hilarious. And there was a really big backlash back in 2000 when Bigger, Longer, Uncut came out, and the whole Blame Canada song.
Yeah.
It was a huge backlash in Canadians, and I have a bunch of Canadian buddies, and I always like bring that up. They're like, dude, Canada was really mad at that, eh? And I was like, yeah, I bet you guys were. Do you know what we were talking about? They're like, no. But no, it was, yeah. Well, poor Canada. They're like, and now Canadians like, we have good health care, and our dollar's getting strong and everything. It's good. We have 17 people. Okay,
yeah, right,
come on,
exactly.
like really, like. Come on, like really? So anyway, yes. All right, John. We say 13, but
yeah.
Hey, go ahead and put Red Bull in your kid's bottle and just continue our cycle down to extinction.
Just water it down a bit.
Our cycle down to extinction.
It'd be good to go.
Yeah. Last one here. This is just a little quick fun, I guess. It's from Eli B in Utah. It says, "Hey gang. If you had to live in a world with only one game genre, what would it be?"
I guess it's sports/football.
I guess so, but that might be kind of limiting. I would probably say RPG because the stories could be infinite. Like you could have a different story. You can make an RPG about football. You can make an RPG about anything.
Yeah, I wished I've seen this game before. Speaking of that, it's like I want to say it's called Coach or something like that. But
Football Coach. Yeah,
But unfortunately, it's not the right football; it's the other football. But
that's a big thing. And they had that it's like Total Control Football. That was a big thing on PC in like '99. I had that. It's basically like a game manager. You could manage.
Yeah, it would be cool to kind of oversee this, like the league and stuff. Almost like football simulator, like NFL simulator kind
They
of thing.
have those, yeah. They have those. Those are cool. Yeah, like the league simulators and stuff, and like doing transactions and players and stuff. That's really cool.
Exactly.
It'd be cool for any sport that, but I think one game genre. I mean, just for the sake of variety, I would say RPG.
Yeah,
probably.
I guess RPG because then that's kind of more almost never-ending, sort of in a sense.
Yeah. I guess so. John, I think that's it for the show. What do you think?
Sounds good.
You got something to say to something? Anybody? One last blast.
No,
So yeah, if you guys want to write into the show, our email is jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com, and that's gonna do it for us on this episode number 18. Happy Super Bowl to everyone
Go Broncos.
listening. Go Broncos.
Mile high
see
salute.
what happens. Mile high salute for sure. Terrell Davis in the house. Peyton, you know what? Our thoughts are with you. We'll see what happens. We're going to talk about it, obviously, next week on the show, if it was yay or nay and what went down. Probably have an extended football edition on that, a post-mortem. Hopefully it's not a mortem. Hopefully it's a party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Again, this is the end of the show. You guys can get a hold of us. We're on Twitter at JTEXGamecast. My personal Twitter is Tedwards44. John is JNado7. Nado is spelled the French way, Nadeau. Our Instagram, same, JTEXGamecast. Join our Facebook group, John and Tech's Excellent Gamecast group. You can ask us questions, talk in there, and we'll get back to you. There's fun stuff, people sharing things. Find us on iTunes, subscribe, share it with your friends. Write us a review. It really helps. Give us those nice 5 stars if you like it. Hey, if there's something we can do better, hey, let us know, and we'll try to put it in the show. Visit the show's website. It's some cool content on there that we have, like boss battle stats and our Champions Club and our Hall of Champions up there is pretty cool. And the website is
Champion.
exactly, a Wall of Champion right now. Yeah, go Haiti. www.raptorcow.com/JTEXGamecast. And you can email us, like we said 3 times, but here you go, JTEXGamecast@raptorcow.com. Well, John, good luck. Hopefully,
yes.
I'll probably be talking to you during the game. I'll probably at halftime we'll give you a call and see how things are going.
Oh,
but
I'll either be crying or we'll be cheering.
We will be cheering. Think happy thoughts. So and until next week, everybody. We'll see you later.
Game over.